Alright, Charlie, I'm going to be reviewing the game you sent me. Well, the game of here. This is going to be the Clubhouse game as it's one of the most recent. And also Clubhouse is, in my Clubhouse for me is my strongest map. I know it in and out and I know how to play the majority of it. I know what can go, I know what needs to happen and what doesn't need to happen. So this will kind of, I think, help you the most by going over here first. However, later on I will do a review of the Oregon game. But for now, we're going to start with this. So, for starting off, you were beginning on attack, and the one difference as to what you said is you dropped trash. However, other than that, I don't think you said that there weren't any real changes. Maybe you came in to you came in as a coach or so to help. But other than that, there really aren't too many major changes. And let me see, on my other monitor, I'm pulling up a different Pro League game of Empire versus Fnatic here. Because that was the same map, and I love Empire's way of playing it. Also, one thing I'm going to say, I have played Xbox before. I was Diamond on there for year 1, parts of year 2, before I switched to PC. However, I've played mainly on PC ever since then, and I have a lot more time on PC, and it's been literally years since I have played on Xbox. I tried to go back, I didn't like it, but I'm going to be judging this based off of the PC meta, not necessarily the Xbox meta, because there are differences because of the mice and keyboard. So there are going to be different metas, so maybe there's something you're doing and there's a reason for that, which I don't see. And I may say that you're doing it wrong, but for some reason that's what the Xbox does. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing it wrong, it just means I believe that there is a stronger way of doing it. There's a better way of doing it. So, for starting off, you're on Clubhouse. And right now, when you're using the 6th pick mechanic, that's good. Even if you're not even going to switch from anyone, it's still good to use that mechanic because it can throw off people. So it is good. However, one thing is that overall, the lineup being brought right now by your team AR is overall not the best. And damn, I was hoping I had something else. Okay, so overall, the lineup isn't really the best. So the reasoning for that is Mira was banned. So Twitch is the main reason well, the main reason that you pick a Twitch is that you want to take out a Mira because it's being such an annoying nuisance. She really doesn't have that many other options, that many other uses, except she has a really good gun. However, there are a lot of other good guns, and I mean, most guns, in all honesty, it's relatively negligible, in my opinion, when it comes to actually the overall DPS, because so long as you can hit your shots, the gun itself doesn't matter. You see the defenders constantly being able to win gunfights when they have submachine guns going up against ARs, even though they have a lower DPS, lower fire rate, because overall they may have better positioning, better aim, better crosshair placement. So the overall DPS doesn't really matter. So Twitch right now is a bit of a negligible pick, and I disagree with it. So that's just one thing. Next, you switch from a Maverick to a Buck. This is Clubhouse, and you have access to Maverick. Right now, you have no clue where the enemy is going to go. You don't know if they're going to be going cash or basement. I love going cash first because a lot of people will not bring a Maverick because they think we're going basement. And because of that, they're going to, because of that, they won't have the proper setup. Also, Thatcher is banned right now. And so if they go basement, they're probably going to bring a Cade. Because if you don't have the ability to get rid of it with a Thatcher grenade, and you instead are relying on a Twitch drone, which can easily get shot if people are actually paying attention for it, then you won't be able to open any of the hatches. So I disagree with switching off the Maverick for the Buck. Buck's not a bad operator by any means. However, on this map, Maverick is significantly stronger and significantly better than Buck is. Buck has a use on basically on the kitchen defense. Well, not the kitchen defense, but basement defense when you need to open from above. However, you can do that with other operators. Team Empire, the most dominant European team, and that actually won the last season of Pro League, the finals. They whenever they are attacking on Clubhouse, will bring a Zofia because she gets the breaching charges and she gets her grenade launcher, which she can use. That's 5 areas of soft destruction that she can do. Then, combined with she brings the stun grenades to stop a bandit trick on the Clubhouse, on the cache wall, she overall is a very, very strong operator. So overall, I disagree with the Buck because there's other people you can bring, especially the Maverick. Then Jackal. So this is Clubhouse, and it is very easy. It is very easy to actually kind of cut the map in half, in all honesty, and do a roam clear. Where if you put someone outside a workshop window, you effectively have cut, and then you send 2 people to cache, 2 people to master the walls, and you start Jackal tracking someone. Well, if they're in master, they're going to run to cache. If they're in cache, they're going to run to master. At which point, so if you're Jackal pinging someone, well, they're going running away, and then the person in workshop can cut them off. It happened during the Empire game. Just here, let me pull it up right here. Here, this is what I'm talking about. This is the semifinal game of Fnatic versus Empire. I did a VOD review of it actually on my channel. You might have seen it, I don't know. But watch what Empire does. It's beautiful. They are incredibly dominant on this map, and you'll see things like kind of what I'm talking about. But overall, the Jackal pick is a decent pick, honestly. If you can get the right setup for him, then yeah, it's good. Then Thermite, I mean, it's Clubhouse, you need a Thermite. If they go cache and you don't have a Thermite, or they go master and you really don't have a Thermite, you really are going to be hurting. Then Ashe. Unless this is like just an amazing player that you can just put on Ashe and he gets 2 kills every round, then he should be going someone else, because Ashe doesn't really bring the utility right now. And I saw a little bit of this game, so I can tell you right now that you need a better lineup. Right now, the only 2 members of the lineup I agree with are the Jackal and the Thermite. So most Pro League teams will instead change their lineup to run 2 hard breachers and a Zofia, and then maybe a Buck and then someone else, because that will allow them to contest the not contest, but allow them to open up the cache wall. Because just due to, there was a game, Na'Vi versus Secret. They banned out the Maverick on this map, and you can see what Na'Vi does to open up the cache wall. They basically use the Zofia charge to shoot through the cache window with it to interrupt the bandit trick. Kind of the same thing what Empire did against Fnatic, except they used the drone hole near cache. Both ways work. But really, right now, these are the only 2 I agree with, because you don't have the ability to really counter anything that the other team is doing right now. I mean, they really, you don't. If they run Cade, which they are, you're not going to be able to get the hatches. Buck, his main goal is to do is vertical play. However, on this map, there's only really kitchen's the only real area you want to do vertical play on. Because if you're trying to go underneath cache, you're exposing yourself to a lot of different angles. If you don't have control of garage, and you're not holding the cache stairs, so really, I don't agree with the Buck. I especially don't agree with the Maverick being switched off for the Buck. Twitch and Ashe, I think both don't bring enough utility, and overall the guns, I mean, they're good, sure, but I mean, if you bring utility, you don't have to worry about the DPS or winning the gunfights. You have to, because the kills will come to you. If you force the enemy to come into your crosshairs and you have good crosshair placements, you will win the gunfight 8 out of 10 times. So I would suggest you go and watch the Empire. You watch the Empire game on here, and from there, you kind of copy what they do when it comes to the overall strategy, and talk with the team about it. Make them go through dry runs. Just you two go here, you go here. We're doing this, doing that. Okay, this is clear. That's clear. Okay, we take cash, garage, do whatever, and you just slowly start working on the strategy. But really, what I'm saying is that this lineup is not the best for what you need.
Bringing a castle on church, that can be iffy sometimes.
But now, let's see. I'm going to, since you're on offense as the AR clan.
My boy Sauce running the jack.
Oh.
I like to see. Excelsion getting ready for that Ashcog band. Gonna be wasting no time. They're gonna be pushing straight into ball.
Yeah, I really don't want to be listening to this, but okay. So here, I want to see actually. All right, so it looks like it's a 5-man hold downstairs, and you had 3 people spawn over by what is it? What spawn is this? I can't remember the name of it, but you had 3 people spawn over here. So one thing is this is kind of a bad spawn pick because you have no way of actually taking out roamers, and the amount of time it's going to take. Well, I say that, but you know, I'll just have to wait and see what happens. I think that it's better to have like 2 people spawn over in strip to do a master push, and then the other 3 spawn over by garage to do a cash take, and then you just go and you roam clear the map to be safe. Now, why Ash is outside of here, I'm not 100% sure. I feel like there are better positions that she can be, because right now she's watching for like a late rotation coming back to side or so. However, against a good team, they're not going to be exposing themselves to that, and they're also not going to they're not going to be exposing themselves to it. And Ash is in a situation, she's not really in the best position. Right, so you get the Electro Claw, which is at least good from the Twitch. However, overall, it would have been it would have been safer with the Maverick because you wouldn't have had to worry about the drone getting destroyed. But the Thatcher is a little bit of a unique. Actually, no, it's not that unique. Alright, so Jackal tracks go down. However, one thing I see is that you're 50 seconds in, and I don't think that a roam clear happened. I don't think that right now anybody has droned all of upstairs, and from there been able to say yes, it's safe. It is a 5-man hold downstairs. So a bit of vertical play coming off. Okay, here's the thing. This Thermite is running a suppressor. The suppressor gives no advantages to you. In high-level play, you're going to know where the enemy is because you two are going to be shooting at each other, which means the suppressor's it's useless. Next, it takes away damage. If there are times where one more bullet will where one more damage will kill someone. And right now Thermite's giving up that. He's saying, I want to have to spend an extra bullet to kill someone, and that one bullet can be the difference between a win or a loss. There's no part, you gain nothing by using the suppressor besides you gotta make the gun sound a little bit cooler. Then it also doesn't provide any recoil benefits, so you're really just this Thermite is just hurting himself. Now Buck looks like he's going for a bit of vertical play, which is good. That's what Buck should be doing. However, you have 2 people inside of kitchen and 1 outside of dirt right now, which I'm not. And then Jackal's holding a flank on the garage. That is a very bad flank because, well, that's a bad hold because nobody in their right mind. I did not have this on. completely forgot about this. Nobody is going to be coming through this doorway here. Nobody. The reason why is above here is the window into cache, which is much safer to go than this doorway, as well as there's a ladder over here to take you back from sight, and also you can come up the blue stairs here. So if you're going into garage, you're probably not going to be swinging out this door. You're going to be playing a bit, especially not at a minute 50 mark. So that's something that, like, right now, Jackal, your team, by doing this, tells me they have no map control and overall doesn't know what to expect, which is what happens when you don't do a roam clear and you don't have the proper claymore set up. Because if you can claymore the ladder over there, and it's impossible to come up it, at which point the only ways up are 1, this staircase over there, and 2, the main stairs over there. At which point you can just put this Jackal on the railing over inside of this room, and he can just be holding an angle. And there's one flank, and if you put someone holding the door, the main door downstairs, nobody can flank up there. That's if you have done a proper roam clear. And now your Jackal sees some footprints and realizes, oh shit, someone's roaming. And then, this is another thing I don't understand. I believe you got kitchen hatch open with the thermite. Let's see. Actually, maybe not. It looks like you might have gone dirt. Trying to figure out whether or not the... One moment.
It does not work, and he does get the hatch open.
Alright, so the hatch is opened by the thermites as well as the... so you get the kitchen hatch and the blue hatch. Neither of those are very useful. Well, okay. I understand the kitchen hatch. That is a useful hatch to have, but overall it's not that important if you only have one breacher. Because you're going to have to be applying enough pressure to... Well, you can't apply enough pressure through that hatch if you want to actually take below kitchen. I can't remember I think armory. Yeah, it's armory. You can't take armory from the kitchen hatch. You can play vertically and you can take maybe half of it, but when you drop, you're gonna have a cross angle from the... Here, let me pull up the map of this. So let's do a basement check. So arsenal room, right here. This is the kitchen hatch right here. Normally, this wall has been opened up, so somebody can be playing K9 over here. K9 AKs, it's both the same callouts. The reason it's called K9 is there was a player named K9, and he would literally, teams would just say, okay, you hold this spot. This is your one spot. You hold it, and you hold it to the best of your ability. And that's all he would do. He would just hold the spots enough that they literally became known as K9 spot. There's multiple K9 spots on different maps. But K9 can shoot someone dropping from the hatch. Someone from here can shoot someone dropping from the hatch. You can, from the back of here, see still into the room. So there are multiple angles. You can't just drop this hatch and hope for the best, because you can smoke underneath here. You can throw a nitro cell from multiple ways. So really, nothing of value is going to... You can't apply enough pressure from here just from the hatch. Now, if you could take dirt control as well... If you take dirt control, say with a Monty, and then have someone come back up that player to put enough pressure here on this area right here, and then possibly just smoke here, or no, not smoke, but really just notice that nobody's holding the angle here. You can then drop and go for a plant or so. However, most teams in the meta right now for Clubhouse do not ignore this area. They 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 ignore trying to actually take all of Arsenal room because it's a pain. It is a pain to try and force people out of dirt. It's a pain to try and deal with the cross angles, as well as somebody from church can come here and they can impact this, and now there's a sight line here, there's sight lines here. It's a very open site in all honesty. And because of that, it's a pain. Most pushes you don't want to actually be going for an armory take, an arsenal take. You instead want to be going for a church take because it's both simpler, it's quicker, and it's also a lot safer. Because it's not possible to hold church if you apply the correct pressure. Where let's say you've done your roam clear, you put one person on the main door who's just holding an angle down here. You open up the moto hatch. And here's the thing: if you only have a thermite, this is the push you want to be doing. You open up moto hatch. You then have probably maybe one person playing above holding this angle, and then you have the thermite playing here, who's going to open up the wall, back off into the memorial motorcycle when it's actually once it goes off. Then then this person right here can move over to here, hold an angle this way. This person, you can just make sure that this corner and this corner are safe. You can then have somebody over here on the garage stairs just holding an angle down. I think it's actually closer to here. Holding an angle down blue just to apply a little bit of pressure, because you can see if somebody goes right here or right here. So you can apply pressure from blue, at which point you can just go for a safe plant either behind here or behind here. And it's a lot easier and because it's impossible to hold inside of church once you start applying that pressure. And then if you actually smoke some stuff, you can push into sight normally and win a few gunfights, and it's a lot easier than trying to actually go for a kitchen take. Really, well, not kitchen, a arsenal take. That's just what the meta is right now, due to just the operators, because it is you can clear with the Buck or a Zofia or whoever, you can clear out this area without too much trouble. The problem is all of this area can shoot in, and then this area can also shoot. This can shoot. So there's a lot of different, and then you also have to take dirt control, because if you don't and someone's in there, they can just walk out and gun someone. You can't really apply enough pressure from this hatch that you can safely get a bomb plant down. And this is the default spot for a plant. However, that's exposed to, I believe it's exposed anyway to right here. So planting an arsenal is a very risky thing, and it's much easier to just go for a church take. It's an old take, but it's very hard to actually contest. So that's just one thing. So really, the attacking strategy right now, I don't like it. Now the Twitch, she's following the thermite around. I don't get why. Why is the Twitch following thermites? Why does it look like thermite's unsure about what he actually wants to destroy at this point? Because I don't understand why he's so confused. He looks like, okay, do I want to get dirt open? Do I want to get kitchen hatch open? Do I want to get blue hatch open? Well, this is electroclad. How am I going to get around that? And, well, I don't understand. Like, the dirt kitchen take was an old take back during the banana hunting meta, when Glass was a 2-shot for everything, and and you could just push a Monty and a Glass down dirt, and it would apply so much pressure that people couldn't deal with it. But now it's not the meta anymore, because you put a Legion there, you put a smoke in there, you can waste so much time. And now here's the real kicker. Jackal, your team has just realized that there is a roam presence. At a minute 20 in, your team has figured out there's a roam presence, and now blue hatch is open. If you're going to be opening hatches but you only have one hard breacher, that's a mistake. If you want to open hatches, you have to have two hard breachers. Maybe it's a Maverick and a Thermite, maybe it's a Hibana and a Thermite. Either way, having a Thermite use his charge here is a waste. Because, yes, you can nade someone in blue from here. However, blue shouldn't be your primary concern. It should be the taking the moto wall, really. Now, pings come out and you realize there's a Jaeger in cache, and now everybody's going to begin scrambling in order to get to him. So Ash comes running up. And then Jackal just runs. This is a bad play from Jackal. There is no purpose for him to be running that close to try and kill this Jaeger. He can just hold a pixel peek and there's no way Jaeger can get out of there. And so long as Ash can make it so that she doesn't die, then there's no point in Jackal pushing up this much. There really isn't. But this wall, cache wall right now, it's soft and it is closed. That tells me that there was not a roam clear that happened, because if you take Buck, which you have, you open this wall and you begin a cache take. It doesn't matter if the site is cache. What matters is that it's soft and you're trying to do a roam clear. And right now that didn't happen. And in all honesty, the team is very lucky. AR is very lucky that this Jaeger did not win a fight right here. Because if he won this fight, then that would have been a nightmare, because he could have jumped into garage and he could have just sat there and waited for a flank, and it would have been a nightmare trying just to find him, because right now your team doesn't look like they're droning. I wish I get an overhead view, but I don't have that. I see Buck and Thermite are now going back to garage. No, back to kitchen. I don't necessarily understand why. The Buck should have been applying enough pressure that nobody should... Well, one, he should be applying enough pressure and opening up enough holes that this person can't sit here. Two, your team should be droning enough that this person should have his position known. He should not be able to sit there unknown to the world. Now Jackal's trying to... Here's the thing. You know there's a clash. So why is the guy with grenades not coming down to here? Because a lot of time, this is where you want a Buck. Because he can clear out behind blue with his behind the wall in blue with his grenades if they're thrown correctly. And he could kill this clash right now from the blue hatch. But instead he's focused so much on kitchen. Bad reactions from Jackal. He could have tapped the booty. I like this reinforcement. It's so that you can't just open it up and sprint in. Now 50 seconds left. First smoke canister comes out. However, AR has basically stalled out because they've realized, because the defenders haven't just run into their line of sight. Miracle is just sitting down. They're just sitting and they're not peeking. They're holding angles and they're playing as they should. And because of the overall attacking setup, there's no real push coming out. Now, I don't know why Ash made that play. Made the call that she should drop hatch, get flashbang herself, and then just gets gunned down. There's no reason for that. Buck still has his grenades, I'm pretty sure. Or if he doesn't, well, that's very questionable because you have the Ash and the Thermite who can burn the ADSs, so he should at least be able to be throwing them without losing them too much. He should at least be doing some damage with them. But instead, he's just looking through kitchen hatches and he still hasn't found the Cade. And now 20 seconds left, and your team is now trying for a church wall take, but has no thermite charges to actually take it. Then the Buck isn't coming over here to buck open the soft wall, and you have no soft destruction even to actually open it up. And because of that, you have no way of getting rid of this castle, and because of that, you're probably not going to win this round. Smoke still has 2 smoke canisters left. And at 20 seconds, you have 2 smoke canisters, you've basically won. Then Trash gets gunned from below. I think that was from below, actually. I'm not sure. I'm hoping that crossbones right there is the Ash. And Jackal's looking for a pick at 15 seconds that's not going to come. And then you try to walk in through a doorway, and you get gunned down, smoked out, and it's over. That was not Miracle doing anything special. That was just overall your attacking strategy was not there. There was really no strategy. It looked like everybody just hopped onto a comfort pick and said, okay, we have a hard breacher, great. Do we have a Thatcher / Twitch? Great. Okay, we can win this. When that's not the case against a good team. So overall, it was just very questionable a lot of that round. If you actually want to be going far in the competitive scene, you have to be able to have a strategy that can basically deal with everything. Empire, I'm going to go back to Empire a lot because they're a very good team to look at. They have from what I've seen, they have one attacking strategy really for this map, where they send 3 people to take Cash Wall, they then send the other 2 to Master. If the site is there, then they'll send people over to help on the Master take and apply more pressure while someone holds the Cash Wall angle. And then they just push, bully their way in, win some gunfights, and then if the site's downstairs, then they clear out whatever roamers by condensing on them, and then they just go from the top down and hold angles so they can't flank. Right now, your team just tried to walk into the map and then walk into sight, and it did not work. Now, Cash is coming out. There is no change. There is no change from your lineup right now, and that is a mistake. Right now, I can tell you right now, this Twitch did not work. She did not work. You know that there's going to be a bandit trick going down, so how are you going to actually stop the bandit trick? Are you thinking about grenading in? Well, if you're thinking about grenading in, you have to deal with the Jaeger ADSs, but the only way you can deal with those are with the Twitch drone, and to get rid of those, and so if they're looking for a Twitch drone, a lot of times they can find it, and then if they run a mute, then that Twitch, if they put those things down properly, you're not going to find them. The Twitch drone's going to be useless. So I disagree with the Twitch pick still. I also disagree with the Ash pick because overall, it's not fragging power your team needs. It's overall, it's map power. It's the ability to take areas of the map with your gadget, and Ash isn't that. Ash is great for winning gunfights, but overall, she's not going to help you take anything. She's not going to help you take Cash Wall. She's not going to help you take. She's not going to help you really play vertically enough. She can't help you take rafters. So really, overall, I disagree with that. And the Buck, I mean, it's kind of a meh pick. Right now, I'm saying you should not be running Buck because you have a lot better things you can run. However, really, it's these 3 all together are what's making the Buck a bad pick. I mean, well, not these 3, these 2 are basically making the Buck a bad pick because he's bringing nothing to actually support the team, really, besides playing a little bit vertically. However, this is a cash attack. And it's either going to be a cash or a master. And either way, you don't want to be running downstairs to... You don't want to be running downstairs to try and buck up when there can be roamers down there. That's just exposing yourself unnecessarily. So, based off of that, then... The other thing is, why are you not running a Maverick? Because you know they're running Cade, so a Maverick would be great in case they put something midway up a wall. And then if you need to take out a bandit trick, well, you can go to cash wall, repel upside down, and just go and you can then just Maverick out the bottom of the wall as someone's holding the angle. If bandit tries to stay there, well, you gun him down from his feet. And if not, well, then Thermite can now repel down, Thermite open the wall, and you haven't exposed yourself, so you're good. So really, why you're not bringing a Maverick right now is very, very questionable. But let's see what happens. Alright, by the looks of it, you had one person spawn main, one person spawn north, and 3 people spawn over by strip. If the problem with that is the first line of congestion needs to be the garage wall. I mean, not the garage wall, the cache wall. Because if the defenders can just run around inside of B, then that's going to be a nightmare for your team, because you can see the doorway over here from this angle. You can also, so this right now you can see the doorway from that angle, you can see the wall from that angle. You can then have a defender jump out and just shoot through the window there. You can then get shot from here. And then if, say, this person wants to rotate, okay, this person cannot just rotate around anybody. It gives the defenders way too much freedom. Now, why is Jackal inside of strip? I see no purpose in this. Because if he's inside of strip, he's just exposing himself unnecessarily. There's nothing he can gain from being here. There's no map control that's necessary. He's not helping his team take control of the map. It doesn't matter if anybody's playing below Master right now, because you can just hold an angle on the stairs, and if they try and flank, then they're dead, and you don't have to expose yourself there. So why he's over here roam hunting, I don't know. Now, I'm going to assume that Buck had opened up the wall and had just gunned down Jaeger when he came up the stairs. At which point, why is the Jackal still doing this? So that was a good plan. The Buck, he was doing his job, but why is Buck now just running around in bar? So he can now have somebody flank from anywhere around the garage to kill him? What if somebody's holding at the bottom of the stairs? What if someone's holding midway up the stairs? What if somebody's holding behind the bar? What if someone's holding over behind the wall of bar over here on the right? There's a lot of things, and you can't cover all of those angles, and because of that, he's just exposing himself unnecessarily. And now, instead of going and supporting the Buck, who has taken Master now, the Jackal's nowhere to be seen. Would it not be better just to have the Jackal and the Buck playing together, trying to take this side of the map? And then Ash I saw outside the window. However, she's not going to do much from there, because you're not really going for anything. And so long as the defenders don't peek, she's useless. So if your entire strategy is they're going to peek us, then against a passive player or a passive team, it's not going to work. And now everyone's inside of Master. And this is a very, very big oversight. Your team should know that there's a Maestro cam here. They should know that they should know the positions of the Maestro cams. Twitch should be going right now. Oh boy, there's a Maestro. Well, oh wait, actually, did the buff come in yet? I'm not sure if I'm not sure if the buff had come in at this point that she can actually open up the Maestro cams. I want to say yes, they did. However, even if the buff hasn't come out, the fact that I saw an Ash, a Buck, a Thermite, and a Jackal all over around this general area, and nobody knew this one Maestro cam was right here, looking at the wall where you have to put down your Thermite, that's a huge oversight. And then, yeah, so that's just a huge oversight. You're bringing right now there is a Twitch, an Ash, and a Buck, and all three of them can destroy this Maestro cam, and none of them are using their utility enough that they are actually, one, they're not even paying attention enough to do it, and two, nobody's using their utility to actually do anything about it until this Thermite charge has already been gone. So now you're running one hard breacher, so what are you going to do now? You're not going to be able to open up the cache wall, so this is just going to make your life even harder. Your entire attack strategy is basically going to be, let's try to go through this wall and this door at the same time. That's it. Well, here's the thing. If I'm holding an angle over here, I can see both those at the same time. I mean, give me Maestro, I'm just going to hold that angle, I'm just going to wait. I will win that gunfight 8 out of 10 times. And Buck right now looks lost. And nobody is dealing with this. Nobody's dealing with it. Nobody is dealing with the Maestro cam. And Thermite, do not put this thing down. Okay. Well. Okay. This is by far, I'm sorry, but that was incredibly stupid. That was just dumb shit stupid. This is a two brain cell play. Oh, well, he zapped my first one. 60% of our team can deal with this. But I don't like talking. They won't zap the other one. I got this. It's okay. I've had 10 shots of vodka. This'll work. And I'm gonna tell you, Thermite, no, it does not. It did not work. It did not work, and I knew that wasn't gonna work. So, Thermite loses both charges to a pre-placed Maestro cam when 60% of the team can deal with it. Next, why does Twitch have the diffuser? That's Thermite's job. Thermite is the guy you want to be planting. He's always going to be near the objective. He's always going to be protected. He can get the bomb down and then can do whatever the hell he wants to. Basically, your Thermite should be your droner and your bomb planter. And you should be the best damn droner on your team. He should get your star player 4 kills every round and make it so that when a drone comes into sight, those defenders shit themselves because they know that drone means death. So why exactly Twitch has it, I don't know. Next, Jackal overexposes himself going through bar trying to hunt down a roamer instead of just holding the flank. All that was needed was holding the flank of the main stairs, because that's the only way to flank here. And instead he said he wants to go for a fight, and well, Apex brought him a fight, and it didn't work. Now this Maestro's like, oh damn, I did my job, great, I'm amazing. Okay, if you're going to be opening up a window, just shoot the damn thing open. Don't go meleeing it, especially don't go meleeing it, exposing yourself to the entire window as you're doing it. Come over to the side of here, aim in and hit it, or just shoot the damn thing open. Because if I see this, I'm just gonna gun you down. And now the thermite looks lost, and I'm not even sure where the rest of your team went. I see Twitch is somewhere over behind thermite around the master area. So Twitch is holding a flank, and now... Okay, so let's go back a little bit. So Twitch is holding a flank on main stairs, and that was the wrong command. So Twitch was holding a flank, and now Ash is holding a flank on main stairs from the main door. One, this isn't gonna work. You're not gonna be able to do anything here. Two, you're exposing yourself to anybody coming from here or anybody coming from there. So exposing yourself to multiple angles while also accomplishing nothing, even though you're the Ash. And I'm telling you, if the thought process is to just go crouch walking around with Ash for frags, then that doesn't work. That shouldn't work. And if you rely on it to work, it's not going to. So you try and go through a door, and, well, guess what? You can't really just walk through. You can't really just go and walk through a door at a high level of gameplay. "40 seconds left. First smoke comes out. That's a good smoke. Well, that is a good smoke grenade. Now, your team's trying to apply pressure at 30 seconds. However, it's 3v4, and the overall thought process... Ash is on the roof at 30 seconds. Thermite just manages to walk in and win a gunfight, but then gets dropped. Okay, remember that suppressor thing? The suppressors take off a good amount of damage. He probably could have won this fight if he didn't have a suppressor. I'm not kidding. He probably could have. Then Buck is trying to come up the stairs. So Ash, I want to see where Ash died from. Ash actually gets a kill on the bandit, and I think she jumped in through the window, if I'm... I can't tell, but yeah, I think that... Okay, this is Ash, so yeah, Ash jumped in through the window out here to get the kill. However, if that's the strategy of we're gonna jump in through a window for the kills, that's terrible. Like, she's incredibly lucky. And then Buck wins the gunfight. Wait, actually, no, he had to take out the goo mine. If you had more health than that, then leave the goo mine in and just go for the fight. Okay, this was a bad play from Trash. He should have... If you're at 6 seconds and you have to go for a plant, you can't plant. You have to go for a kill in a 1v1. You have a chance then. Right now, there was no chance. 2, why is there barbed wire in the doorway? If you have an Ash and a Buck, you have utility to destroy it. So overall, this looks like your team looks like it does not have an in-game leader. Somebody who can actually strat call and get you guys to work together well. And that's a big thing, because, and if you do, then you need a new one, because it is, I can tell you this right now. If, let's say that we're attacking Cash, I'm gonna show you exactly what I would do, and we're gonna do this based literally just based on based on, like, I just came into the game with my friends. These are all people I know. So I've done this before. I've literally yelled at my friends, yeah, I need this, 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 and that. Go here, 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 and here. And I got arguments from them saying, I don't want it. And I told them, shut the fuck up, you do this. And they did it. And I said, hold this angle, claymore here, hold this. And they said, I don't want to. And I told them, well, guess what? Shut the hell up and do it. And we did it. The bomb went down in a 5 versus 5. the kills came running to us. 2 of them got killed by claymores, and the rest got gunned down by people just holding pixels. It was the easiest win of our entire lives, all because I was able to make a call and say, do this, this, and this. It had nothing to do with our overall skill level. It had purely to do with putting ourselves in a position to win. So, let's say that I want to win a cash attack right here. The first call, I'm going to need a Maverick, a Thermite, and I'm going to need a Maverick, a Thermite, a Hibana. So, let's just do this. I don't like that. I want a Maverick, a Thermite, a Hibana, a Zofia, and a Jackal. That's what I want. It's because I'm going to assume, let's say that they don't, Thatcher's not allowed. So, let's just go based off of that. This is what I want. These are the 5 people I want. And now we're going to start color coding them. So, Maverick, blue, Thermite, blue, and then, yeah, those are the, and yeah, Zofia, blue. Next, Hibana and Jackal are going to be yellow. Alright, I need Hibana and Jackal to spawn over and strip, and I need them to go and clear master. Now, normally I would be able to say clear master, or clear that area, and just hold the flank for now. And then at which point later on I can tell them exactly what I need them to do. However, for now that's just a simple command. However, your team should be able to figure out, okay, this is kind of what I need to do to clear master. We have the experience to do this. So, and normally one thing, I'm Thermite. This is me, right here. However, in this situation, I would probably instead go Maverick, since he's a little bit more difficult to use than Thermite. So, I would then have the Jackal. He would come over here. He would jump onto the roof, open up the hatch for the Hibana. So Hibana's going here. Then, so let's see, I'm just going to erase this. So hatch gets opened. Hibana goes here. Jackal then comes over here because this is a soft wall. It's a cash attack. Jackal opens up this, holds an angle, and waits for the Hibana to start droning things. He can, in fact, before he opens this up, he can actually drone Jim to make sure that's clear. And so once that's clear, he can open this up so he can contest if someone tries to come up the stairs, or if somebody tries to run out of master, or run out of the office. Either way, he can contest. So now you're applying pressure while also being able to take map control. So you can begin droning. Hibana can then drone the office area. So let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do this all in one. So Hibana begins by droning the office area. Jackal drones here and then waits. Hibana then, well, okay, that's clear. This is all clear. This hole, nobody can rotate through it. And then if there is, say, a rotate hole here, then you wait a little while for the Zofia, and I'll explain what she can do in a second. But then the drone, you drone around here. You drone bathroom. Alright, is someone playing inside a bathroom? Well, if they are, guess what? This wall is soft. You can gun them down. You really can't hold inside a master safely. So you've now taken master control, and let's just say that this wall, it's soft, however, it's still there. And even if it wasn't, what you would do is you'd take your Zofia, you'd put her outside of here, and she'd just hold an angle into the room. That's all you have to do with that. Anyway, you've now taken master. You can then just sit Jackal out there, and now he's holding a flank, while the Hibana will come from office and begin opening up the wall. Now, she doesn't need a rotate hold, she just needs to be able to open up the wall to give pressure. And that's going to take roughly 1.5 to 2 minutes. However, during this time, let's now go into what the other three are doing. So we have Zofia. Let's see. I'm trying to find my dots. Here are my dots. All right, so we're going to have the three here. We're going to have Team Blue, Zofia, Thermite, Maverick. So a Claymore is going... So Maverick is going to put down his Claymore here. Zophia's going to put down her Claymore here. Alright, runouts are now secure. Now Zofia can, if necessary, go sit herself out here to help. Or she can then just go up onto the roof here and just shoot open the window over here just to apply a little bit of pressure. So with that, you now have the Maverick and Thermite to do their job. Well, they both go up onto the roof. So they're on the roof now. Maverick is going to Maverick down. Not Maverick down, what the hell am I talking about? Maverick is going to rappel down. And then he's going to open up the bottom of this. Or, well, and if Zofia isn't needed over here, she can be rappelling here. Well, actually, no. She should be rappelling here because it gives you an angle into like that in order to catch Bandit off guard. Maverick basically just rappels in, opens up the bottom of them. Zofia shoots out the charges. Thermite then rappels down, puts his charge down. And if the Bandit tries the Bandit trick, well, that's not going to ever happen. Even though it probably will at some point. And they're going to die. They're going to die a lot. But you're now doing a two-pronged attack from here and from here. The wall is open. There's no way of stopping a Maverick, so this wall will 100% be open. Zofia can now rappel down here and rappel up here. And the other two can move over here to begin applying pressure from the windows. I mean, and that's if this is kind of depending on if you want to do a strategy like this. And actually, I'm going based off of the Empire strategy, but really, that's if you want to even be pushing over on this side. That's one strategy of you can do. And then you can open up the wall over here, apply pressure from the windows, and just start looking for picks. And you drone things out, and you can do a lot. But normally, you instead want to be going for a garage take. And I really should have done doing that instead of this one push. But really, you see how simple it is to really make that. It's not rocket science designing a strategy. It's more trying to get all the pieces to work together. And that's what your team is having issues with, where it comes to actually working together as a team. So with that, what really should be happening is everybody spawns over here, over by Kennels. Thermite and Maverick open up the wall. Zofia does her job here. Then, normally I like opening up this wall because it's a little bit safer to walk in. And then you can actually no, you can't anymore, ignore that. You can then just walk in and you can just start looking for picks on the guys in rafters. There's normally one person's going to be holding here. And if the person over here is good, they can see, okay, this entire wall is soft, just shoot through the damn thing. You're going to apply a lot of pressure. You can shoot through there, you can shoot through the window, and you can make it just a nightmare to hold rafters if they don't have a proper setup. Now, I'm not saying this is going to win every time. However, I am saying that this is at least going to be a better way of taking cash than what's going on now. Where the thought process was to just jump in windows and run through doors. If you're down 0-2, you need to make operators changes. Because right now, it's not happening. Really, I'd say everyone but Thermite needs to be changing around because Jackal, I mean, they're not roaming heavily and he's not doing too much with him. Ash is not really fragging out that much and she's not bringing any real utility to help do anything. Buck isn't applying enough pressure vertically for him to be useful. And Twitch, I mean, there's a Maestro cam that zap 2 thermite charges. And get thermite on a different roll. Alright, so now I'm master. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so 2 people spawn. Alright, so thermite's going with the intention of opening up the wall over here. And then from there... Alright, but this is where the double hard breacher comes in. Because it is incredibly useful for it to be able to open up this wall, open up the cache wall, open up the cache wall, and then open up the actual cache room if people hold in there, because people love to hold in there. To take master, the first step is really to take cache, because if you don't, you can get gunned down from cache window. And I'm not sure. Okay, so Ash and Jackal are now holding. So Ash is holding this door, and Jackal's holding this door. Fantastic. You can hold those for another 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Also, you have a buck. Why is this what's being Ash charged? Why is this Ash charged? That makes no sense. Because Buck has a lot more utility than Ash does. So you want to be able to use that where you want to. You want to be able to use that to take out barbed wire, to take out Maestro cams, to take out castles. Don't use it on a soft wall where Buck is 5 feet away. That is a bad use of utility. And now Buck is droning himself in. That is bad. You don't want to be droning yourself in. This is... Okay, wall is open. Great, you've done your job. But now you need to help your team actually go and take cash to push the site. Because this wall isn't going to get reinforced again. That operator hasn't been released yet, so there's no purpose in be holding this angle for a run out, which probably will never come. And then what is Twitch doing here? What is she actually accomplishing there? What is she... I don't understand. There's nothing she can be accomplishing there because there's nothing she can do. Is she opening up the window on stairs? Because you're not going to get a pick like that usually. People don't expose themselves unnecessarily to there. Then also, a Hibana is incredibly useful for this site, so if Hibana was here, she could be opening up the bathroom wall, where if you come over here, you can thermite open this wall, then Hibana open the bottom of there, bam, bathroom is now clear. Now with only but instead there is a Twitch who isn't getting Maestro cams. I'm just going to assume that the Twitch buff has come in. Well, not the Twitch buff, the Maestro nerf. Wait, it was Jackal over here? Oh, did I completely miss... Oh, it was Jackal over here. I am a complete idiot. Okay, so Jackal is the one over here. At which point, why is it a Jackal over here? That's even worse. Okay, this is even more improper use of utility on this site. Because, okay, this wall gets opened. One, although it's kind of a pain in the ass, Jackal can do that. Two, why not just switch the positioning of the Buck and the Jackal? So Buck can easily open this up, saving the utility of Ash. If somebody is playing the stairs over here, he doesn't have to worry about vaulting in because he can open up this and destroy it. Then, if somebody's playing the stairs, well, you can walk in, cook a nade, throw it, have it land there, and free kill. So, why Jackal's over here, I don't know, because the one job of Buck right now is to open up the hatch. Well, he got this for that. You should, Buck, this is a... This is a waste of utility. Because on this site, it's not about... Jackal tracking isn't going to change anything. Next. This is reinforced, and your team doesn't know what to do. But no clue on how to actually take this out. Because they don't have a Hibana to provide the necessary pressure. Your team is actually really lucky that they didn't reinforce this wall. If they reinforced this wall, I genuinely don't know what would happen for your team, because they would not be able to clear that out. So if Jackal just walks in, I don't understand why. Ash then lets the Jackal get gunned down. And she's holding the flank of Garage. This is where it comes to... this is where teamwork comes in. So right now, if you had put a Hibana over here, and... Well, really not even the Hibana. Well, yeah, Hibana, and you had opened up the bottom of this, and had somebody just holding an angle on the door, Jackal's dead. No, Jaeger's dead. Jackal's alive. In all honesty, your team needs to go and watch Pro League together and see how these strategies actually unfold, because it looks like they're kind of just saying, okay, take here, but we don't actually know how to take it as a team. And then Buck is inside of offices, and I'm going to tell you this right now, Buck isn't going to be able to do much there. He's not going to be able to apply enough pressure, and if your thought process is to take office and then just walk into the site, that's very stupid. Yeah, it's not going to work. Now, Ash kills the Legion. However, Jaeger is still alive, and he just gets out. Because there's no droning going on. I'm not even sure if the... Bug is exposed to the office door. Actually, he may not be. I need to see where these castles are. I hope that this door is castled, because if it's not, then... Why does castle have 2 armor panels? Why did they bring castle, then? I'm confused. Now, a cache... And there we go. The Maestro Cam is destroyed. Okay. Here's the thing, that this is kind of a bad call from your team. So. Dang. This wall is completely reinforced. That means there is no possible way of your team actually... there's no way of your team getting flanked from here. Which means you can put one person on the... You can put one person holding the flank here, one person opening up the soft wall of cache, and then holding an angle on the window. Put 2 people outside the master windows just shooting in. Oh, no, just one person shooting into workshop, one person shooting into into master. Then just have Jackal throw in his smokes and plant, because this tells me it's a free plant. Because there's no real way to actually contest that. Because you have to expose yourself to either the hallway, at which point you get gunned down, to the master itself, at which point you get gunned down, and then you have to go and try and figure out where in the smoke this planter is. Because I'm assuming your Ash or Buck or Twitch was able to destroy the Maestros. I'm gonna sound like a real dick if the buff hasn't actually come out yet. But anyway, I don't know. I don't get the castle pick, and I don't know where the castles are. I'm hoping to God that this door was castled, because if it wasn't, your Buck should never have dropped office. And now complete site control. And okay, the Buck said, okay, I'm gonna hold the flank. That was just good game sense from the Buck, in all honesty. So overall, that was basically the entire setup there was bad from Miracle, and that's really why this bomb was able to go down. And you know, I hope this was actually a win. But overall, this was more just a bad setup from Miracle, where they didn't really invest where they needed to, and they kind of got gunned down a bit too early. I mean, it's a hard site to hold for sure. However, it is what it is. Yeah, your team wins this. Right, your team wins, and I'm going to assume that nobody goes Maverick, and you just... No sixth pick is being used. If you're going to be playing with a sixth pick, then use... Oh, look at... Holy shit, thank you. Thank you, Ash. Good call from Ash. Very good call from Ash. Alright, so let's see. 3 minutes. What happens? Okay, so 2 people spawn over by Strip. Jackal and Buck. Let's see if a roam clear happens, because I see Jaeger going upstairs. Those Bucks already coming in through the floor? There's no way. No, that is smoke. Okay. And please tell me that wall is not soft. I'm trying to see if church wall is soft. It might actually be. Okay, church wall is soft. That is huge. That is incredibly huge. Your team right now should... Well, I want to see if you actually roam clear. It looks like there may be a roam clear. Okay. Jackal is roam clearing from the ground floor. There's the floor up top. That's not good. Next, Buck gets put at either 1 HP or downed because no roam clear is happening. And the thing is, Rogue, he should have invested more time upstairs, because I don't know why Trash is at 1 HP. I don't know how he manages to do that, but there's no reason for him to be at 1 HP if he's not even inside the building. Okay, Jackal is right now crouch walking, coming upstairs, which tells me he has no idea what's actually up there, which means nobody's droning him in. Your team has to have people droning. You have to basically have designated droners, designated support players. I mean, it's what makes a good team versus a bad team. If literally just one person, if they learn how to use a drone, then they can do a lot. When I came over to PC, my aim was terrible. However, my game sense was up there, and my droning was good enough, and my callouts were good enough, and my ability to just gain info of everything and make calls was good enough for me to be picked up by level 200 diamonds when I was just a level 60. I think it was like a level 60 or 70 gold. They literally picked me up and said, yeah, come play with us because you're good enough that you get his kills and you know what you're doing. Your aim might not be there, but we can improve on that. Right, I'm assuming that Trash is going for a reset. Okay, 50 HP. So, no, I don't think the Twitch changes have come through, so I apologize to the Twitch. Now, instead, I put my blame fully on the Buck and the Ash. So it's okay, Twitch. I'll split your blame between those two. Alright. So, Jackal is now back on the ground floor. And I'm okay, hold on. So where did I see Jackal? Alright, so 2 minutes 13, minute 33. So in 40 seconds, In 40 seconds, your jackal just told me that he was capable of clearing gym, hallway, bathroom, bedroom, logistic office, cache, CCTV, the stairs, and the garage by himself with nobody's help, because I'm not seeing any drones, and just by face checking everything. I don't think he did that safely. I'm just saying. And if you're relying on the footprints, then that's bad. Because what if they have a cav? What if they literally just laid down and crawled their way upstairs? You can do that and you won't leave footprints. You can't rely on the jackal scanner to tell you where they are, because it also, the footprints go away. They have a time limit. Alright, so dirt gets opened. Buck is in kitchen. Jackal, I think, is on main stairs, and Hibana looks lost. Alright, holding an angle on nothing. Okay. Then Viral just walks down the tunnel and guns down the Jaeger. Okay, I mean, it's a fight. She took the fight, she won the fight. However, one thing I'm going to say is, what has she actually accomplished now? What has she accomplished by taking dirt control? Because it's still going to be hell to try and plant inside of the kitchen. And with all of Armory Wall being soft, why not just go for all of Church Wall being soft, why not just go for a church push? Doesn't that make more sense? I mean, you have so much soft destruction that you can do it. You don't, just because you open up dirt doesn't mean you have to push dirt. It's just another thing you can do. Okay, there's no reason for, after 2 minutes there's no reason for a Valkyrie cam inside of kitchen to be destroyed. Save your drones. Put a drone in there and say, okay, there's a Valkyrie cam in here. It's somewhere in here. Let me use my drone for 10 seconds to find out where it is. Okay, here it is. Shoot it. Because I love putting Valkyrie cameras upstairs inside of kitchen and inside the kitchen hallway, because I just put a nitro cell down and I get kills a lot. Because if you don't check for them and you just run out going, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, well, that's just a free kill for me. Next, how is Smoke allowed to play inside of Moto when there is a hatch directly above him and there are 2 hard preachers? This Cade pick does not matter. It doesn't matter if they have Cade, because you know they have a Cade. This is round 4. If they're running a Cade and your Twitch isn't able to get them, then she should just drop off and switch to Maverick. Hatch gets opened. There you go. Cade is now useless. Because one thing is that, based on their lineup, there's a lot you can do. Because I'm pretty sure you knew they were going to be run Pulse, and you knew they were going to run Valkyrie, and you knew they were run Cade. So why not drop the Twitch and the Buck? Actually, not Twitch and Buck. Why not drop the Twitch and the Jackal? Because the Jackal's not really doing much, in all honesty. He's really not. Like, he's helping a little bit, but if you just drone, you'll have roughly the same effect. Then you drop those 2, bring up an IQ and a Maverick. You'll be able to find all the Valkyrie cameras, the Pulse. You can find where the Cades are, so you can shoot. You can just Maverick open one little spot and then shoot them. Then you can just Hibana the hatch instead of having to waste the entire Maverick, and then you can just, it's going to take a lot less time than at 2 minutes and 15 seconds being in, and the hatch still isn't open, and the Buck hasn't made the call, oh, damn, this entire wall is soft, I'm going to go shoot through it. Well, that's his entire thing. And then Thermite's in blue. Why is Thermite in blue? And how is somebody able to play deep in B even though you have a Buck? This just tells me that Buck doesn't know what to do on Buck, doesn't know what angles to look for, and should honestly just drop playing Buck and go on to another role. Now it looks like your team's just going for a blue push. However, why are you pushing blue with 2 people when you can be exposed over to B from the doorway here, from inside of the bomb site, and you're gonna have to either run through a doorway or a rotate hole, neither of which are fun, instead of just playing safe and opening up the wall behind here. Like, think about this. You do the roam clear. Let's say there's a claymore down on the... Let's say you claymore the ladder in garage. No factor. You've done roam clear. No roamers. You then have one person watching blue. Just make sure nobody comes up these stairs. Okay. You then have one... You then just send everybody else... You take the moto hatch. Make sure moto's clear. Thermite open the church wall. Go for a plant. It sounds a lot simpler than trying to actually do all of this. Like, it takes time to get the coordination to do things like that, but it's worth it, especially if you want to play competitively. And then, I mean, really that was just your team walked in and won some gunfights. However, if that is the strategy, then fire whatever in-game leader you have. Or whoever it is, tell him that he should just go off on you guys and just yell. Because if this was what was going on for a team that I wanted to play competitively with, like, and when I mean competitive, I mean tournaments, I would legitimately not be playing with them. I would I would leave the team and go join another one. I would literally go find 4 friends from my friends list and just be like, hey, you want to play some competitive Siege? And I would literally go and I would call up my Xbox friends and say, yo, I know you guys all got laptops that can run this game. You want to come and play competitively? I'll give you mice and shit, and I'll buy you the game. And I'd bring them who have never used a mouse in their life, because I know at minimum they can just put their crosshair here and just hold an angle. And that's what a lot of Siege is. Just hold the right angles and you'll win. Bring the right line up, do the right things, you'll win. It has very little to actually do. Well, not very little, but the gunfights are just a small portion of it. Okay, your team... This lineup did not work to clear out cash the first time. It's probably not going to work the second time. At least I would assume it's not going to. Okay, some changes. I like it. Now, I'm still questioning the Buck. I am. Now, if you're doing a garage take and you actually need the grenades, then sure. Then the Twitch is still very questionable, because you have to actually expose the drone to try and take out the bandit batteries, so that's only if they're down. So the Twitch is, right now, the most useless pick I've seen. Alright, same Maestro Cam comes out. Let's actually see the droning. Okay. Buck saving drone. Jackal, I think, is trying to save the drone, and Hibana is not trying to save the drone. I hope that Twitch drone is outside and on rafters, because if it's on rafters, oh boy. You need a new Twitch. Oh, yes, it's outside. Good. Next thing I note. If this wall is friggin' soft, go shoot through it. Because you can shoot somebody playing on here if this wall is soft. Open this wall, shoot through. Because you can get in. Can I actually draw a straight line? No, I can't, because that's only available in Epic Pro. I'm not complaining though, I mean, it's free, so good software. So let's see, you can shoot roughly from there to there. You can also, I assure you, you can shoot somebody playing inside that corner from there. So all of here can be shot. because this wall isn't reinforced, and this one should never be reinforced. And then over here can be shot from the door. Oh, and also, you can just shoot through the window. So yeah, if this wall is soft, this person should not be able to play rafters, and your team should be able to recognize that. This jackal actually annoys me. He actually annoys me a little bit because he's not used. What is he accomplishing here? He's gonna find the roamer 5 feet underneath, and then it's gonna get attacked from 3 different angles. Is somebody playing downstairs in blue? I hope they're not, because Jackal's gonna get gunned. Is somebody playing on top of stairs? Well, they can gun him if he exposes himself. Is someone playing down in garage? Well, he can get gunned. Is somebody playing over here? He may get gunned. Over here, he can get gunned. And what is he going to accomplish? I don't think it's going to be much. So I at least like that someone's droning him. But that's not an angle that you're going to be contesting. And then the one angle he needed to be holding, he didn't hold. And now because you have no way of actually clearing out this bandit, because you don't have the team coordination to, your team is struggling to figure out how to get rid of him. And it looks like the thought process is to send in the buck underneath. I'm gonna tell you, this bandit is not a good bandit. He should not be paying attention to this. Okay, here's the thing. Jackal has a shot. Okay, 2 things. 1, why is this smoked? There's no reason to smoke. This is a waste of a smoke. Those smokes are huge when it comes to plants. And he just wasted them. 2, he has a shotgun. He doesn't have to get the kill on bandit. He just has to make sure the bandit moves. And by just using the shotgun there, that's enough. Well, wall gets open, though, because the bandit doesn't actually know what he needs to do. Jackal then gets gunned underneath because he has no reason being underneath. And Buck gets the refrag. But why is it even coming to a refrag and you're exposing yourselves to this, instead of just taking the wall, taking garage, and then pushing the site? Because that's it. In all honesty, that's the strategy. That's the only strategy you need. Because if you take the wall, they can't play inside. And if you take garage, then you basically have won. And all this little bucking underneath is, in all honesty, unnecessary. This Hibana over here is unnecessary as well. It looks like your team doesn't know exactly how they want to actually push this, and instead is trying to switch up based on just new things. Oh, here's the thing. Right now, Maestro's exposing himself to the wall. Why not shoot him? Why not push him? Why not have the Thermite go and open up? Why not have the Twitch come, send her drone, destroy these Jaegers? Because if this Twitch can destroy enough Jaegers, then this Buck becomes a god. Why didn't the Twitch destroy the Jaeger devices inside of B somewhere around here? And when that happens, Buck is playing outside the window here. Well, Twitch makes the call. Okay, Jaegers are gone. Okay, Thermite begins putting his charge down. He's just faking it. Okay, charge goes down. Buck throws his nade in. Bam, dead bandit. Okay, now you can actually put the charge down. You have the main advantage. No more bandit tricking. Free kill. And trash gets dropped from below because there's no way to really contest these roamers. Axios isn't sure if anybody's playing inside a master because no droning is going on. There wasn't a... And then once again... Okay, so no droning is happening, and if you want to do a push from construction, you need to take master. If you don't take master, you can't push construction. Looks like your team is trying to do a half push from either side without understanding why you have to do it, why each of the two pushes exists. And then Thermite loses his second. For the third time, this Thermite has lost a charge due to a Maestro cam. That is terrible. Now a flank is coming from Master. And did somebody just walk up the stairs? Yes, Twitch just walked up the stairs and gunned down the Jaeger, I think. But how that's even possible, I don't know. And then Bandit, he went way too quickly here. He should have just waited until you guys were going for a push and then flanked in, and I'm sure you don't have someone on drones because you should have known someone was coming up Master. Then Viral just slaps the Maestro. Jaeger's downed, and now you know the position of the last guy, so your bomb goes down. Ooh, and that's reinforced. There's really no reason to reinforce that. Thermite's teabagging when it's 2-2. You don't teabag at 2-2. You can still lose based on that. The bomb might be down, but there's a reason why you do not want to cocky. You want to treat this like if he kills you, you still lose this. Because you need to do your job. You need to play with that mindset in order to do well. Because if you just go, oh, teabag, ha ha ha, well, you're going to get caught off guard. And you're going to get slapped, and you're going to lose rounds that you shouldn't have because you overexpose yourself thinking, there's no way we can lose this. And there is. Alright, cash defense again because they don't want to go Master. Makes sense. Master sucks. Opens up the window, then drones. Drone is going on to around bar. I'm hoping that Trash is just trying to get his drone. And now Bandit's bandit tricking. Was that? Hold on. So Twitch gets her drone in. Zaps a charge. Sees a Jaeger device and ignores it. There's a Jaeger device right here. Oh, well, 0. Actually, no, those are shock drones, not tases. 4 tases are left. I assure you, you're not going to get all 4 bandit charges with a Twitch drone. That is never. If that ever does happen when a bandit's bandit tricking, then I mean you're going to win because they have a bandit that doesn't know how to bandit trick and doesn't know how to just shoot a drone. But what if your Buck needs to now throw a grenade in there for the win? Like, what if Buck has to throw that grenade in to get the kill, and that kill lets you win? Well, not going to get a kill now because the Jaeger device is still up. And then not bad timing. Good job. Actually, yes, bad time from the bandits. But good job from the Jackal for saying, okay, our Buck's not doing this, so I'm just going to take my shotgun and just shoot up. Like, that's all that's needed. It's not that hard to get rid of a bandit there. There's multiple ways. But why Buck isn't the one doing that, even though that's his utility, I don't know. Okay. I don't think that the Buck has gotten a single kill playing vertically. So he should just get off a buck. And Viral gets gunned. I want to see how. No. Please tell me you're not laying down. No, I think just... There's no reason... You can just repel, and I think you get an angle into... I think you get enough of an angle into Garage that it doesn't matter. Like, you don't... Well, that doesn't affect anything. Because you can... Yeah, you can see the repel area from where the Maestro's looking, so you can definitely kill him. Then... I mean, all you have to do is... If one person's playing Garage, and you know that they've had the same Jaeger device here every single round, you can just go have 3 members just bully their way into Garage and just chunk a nade up there after Twitch has gotten rid of the Jaeger device, or or Hibana just throws flashes. That's all that's needed. And say your team's just getting cut down one by one because overall the entire attack is flawed. Because it's one that relies on the enemy giving away picks rather than one where they... Oh my... How is he alive? And Maestro hasn't been dealt with. Your two team members are not supporting one another. Oh, this is big. This is big. The door's not open. If that door isn't open and I'm playing Garage, I'm just gonna be happy. Because I don't have to worry about any pressure coming in. I just have to shoot at a wall. Like, I just have to shoot at the wall where the Hibana's outside of, and nobody wants to take that fight against the Maestro. So, that's a bad oversight from your team. And it looks like the strategy is to jump in through the window. Now your team isn't sure if Master is clear because they wasted too many drones. Maestro Cam is up because you're not bringing the utility to get rid of it. This is team coordination from the other team. They literally just said thermite charge going down, and Maestro just laid down, hopped on his cams, and bam. Thermite charge destroyed. And then your team gets gunned down one by one. Your team isn't really playing off of one another, and they're not playing in a way that they can support each other. And that's the main thing I'm seeing. And there's overall not really an in-game leader. And there's no real changes coming from the team. You seem stagnant, and if it doesn't work for you, you're unsure of what to do. You just force the strategy rather than adapting. But now 3-3, and changes have been made. With 3-3, you switch sides. So let's begin with this. You're going to be going Church Arsenal room. Okay, here's the thing. Your team now sees the lineup that's being brought. Your team sees the lineup that's being brought. You can probably assume that they're not going to bring a Thermite if they didn't show the Thermite first. Because normally if you're going to bring a Thermite and Hibana, you're not going to 6th pick onto them because it doesn't really bring much. Now, saying if you 6th pick from a Thermite onto a Ying, that's a big thing, but you're not going to really 6th pick from into a Thermite. It's better to do it for someone else because you can completely change something. Like 6th picking from a Frost into a Bandit would be really big, because if you bring Cade, here's the thing, you're bringing Cade, so you're saying we're going downstairs. You're also showing the Frost, which means they're going to be looking for the Frost Mets. Why not either, if you're going downstairs, sixth pick from say a bandit into a Cade, or just from someone into a Cade, like say a Frost here, if you sixth picked from a Frost into a Cade, that would throw off a lot of things, especially if you already bring a bandit, because they're not going to be thinking you're going downstairs, they're thinking you're bringing bandit to stop a bandit trick. So by bringing that Cade, by showing Frost, they're going to be one, wary of the Frost, two, not expecting a Cade, and so they're thinking you're going cash, they're going to go for that, and then instead you're now bringing out an arsenal. These are the mind games you have to play when you have access to sixth pick. So that's just something to keep in mind. Either show someone other than Cade, or don't show the... You want to either be switching into Cade or into Frost. You don't want to show either because it telegraphs what's going on. Okay, well now here, this is something I kind of like. Okay, so this was good. This is good. You sixth picked away from the Frost into a Valkyrie. One, I hate Frost. Two, so the changes to the Valkyrie were... That was good. I probably should have paid more attention to that, but that's on me. Anyway, you now have the Valkyrie. So overall... Okay. Overall, the lineup you have isn't terrible. But if they go for an arsenal, for a church wall push, you can't stop them with only the Cade. However, by electing not to bring a thermite, they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Now let's see the overall setup. So, someone gets the dirt. I'm going to assume that someone got the hatches. Jaeger's going down. Okay. Wall is being opened next to smoke so that you can shoot in the hatch and rotate. Valkyrie's coming back down. And Jaeger I don't see it, so I'm going to assume he's roaming. Here's the thing, if your Cade is going to be the one... If you want this Cade, if you want the Electroclaw on this wall, why not just send Cade to dirt? Instead of smoke, then he has to run back and do more, open up rotates, and then Cade now has to do his reinforcements, now run to dirt, and then run back, instead of just putting him in dirt in the first place. Now, this is wasting a lot of time because they just didn't send the Twitch over. They sent the Twitch over and this is gone. Now, Hibana is dead, and I don't understand how, because there's no reason that a Hibana should be dying that early on. Okay, so she was outside there, so I want to actually say that was good aggression from the Jaeger, and that he should just be, however now, that's the only time he's going to be able to do this. He should never be going, he should never do that again, because they're probably going to be watching for it. Like, aggression isn't bad at times, but it can't be random aggression. Now, here's one thing. Your team should be able to see that they are not doing a proper run. Okay, one moto is not that you need to get that hatch closed. You need that hatch reinforced. That's a very important hatch. Like, at minimum, half of the reinforcements you use are to waste utility Not necessarily to actually stop people from going in through them. Right, and now this is just basically the other team doesn't know how to do a roam clear. And it's showing right now. Because this Jaeger is still alive. And he doesn't have to do anything. He just has to sit at 30 seconds. Like, if it's a 5v2, don't just play passive as all hell. There's no reason to peek anything. Like this Valkyrie right here. This is not the best from the Valkyrie. There is barbed wire here. You will hear if they go here. So why not just sit down behind and cover and just wait? Because they have to come to you. You have a nitro cell left. You can just wait, chunk it. Even if it doesn't get a kill, well, you can still just be wasting time. And your team is setting up to really do what your team is setting up. And 5v1 overall. What that was is the enemy team couldn't deal with the Jaeger, didn't know how to roam clear, and they just got picked one by one. So overall, I want to see exactly where everyone dies, because okay, so I know Hibana gets gunned early. Maverick is... I want to know where Maverick is. Maverick gets gunned down and then gooed. Okay, so Maverick is on main stairs. So I want to assume that Axios hit a shot on him there, which brought him low enough that the goo was able to kill him. That's what I want to assume. However, I'm not sure because I can't really tell. One thing is Exclusion. He shot someone from that window and then walked in front of it like nobody's going to be holding that angle. If I'm outside and I know that window's open, I'm holding an angle on it. Even if it's closed, I'm going to hold an angle on it as I'm moving by it, waiting for someone to open it up. And Jackal isn't doing a Jackal's job. He's just holding an angle. Jackal's a hunter, not a holder. And then the other team is just running around. Riley gets gunned down. The Jackal and Bar gets gunned down. How did Jackal die? I am curious. They try to walk down the stairs here? And IQ's... Okay. Basically, the enemy team exposed themselves when they really shouldn't have and didn't need to, and they got gunned. They got gunned down because of it. And overall, that was just a decent hold. And I mean, yeah, really not much to say in all honesty. So, okay. Alright, so I'm hoping that you're going to cash, and it looks like you are. Fantastic. Let's see, what changes, if any, are made? Please make changes. Please make changes. You guys didn't make changes, did you? No 6th pick came out, even though there is a 6th pick. That's bad. Even if you're switching from a Cade into a Cade or a Maestro into a Maestro, that's still something. It still confuses the enemy. If I know what I'm going up against, that helps a bunch. Go Cav and then 6th pick into something else, because that will just terrify the enemy. because they saw they just got gunned down because of roamers. So they're gonna be scared. They're gonna be very scared, and they're gonna play very passive. But the next thing is you see their lineup right now. You see that based on their lineup, you see that they're bringing grenades, and they're bringing a Monty and a Capital. So you should be fighting tooth and nail to keep the wall closed, but also you should know that you're going to have to deal with this Monty in some form or way. So you're going to have to find a way to deal with the Monty, and the way that, you're going to have to find a way to deal with the Monty, and right now you don't have that way. You don't have a Legion that forces him to back off. You don't have a smoke that can smoke him out. So if this Monty is good, your team is doomed. So with that, like, the best thing that your team could do right now is drop either the Cade or the Mute and pick up Legion, and I'd say a Legion and Smoke, because those two together can just stop a Monty. I mean, the Cade itself is, I mean, the two picks you have aren't bad. However, you need to be able to strategize against the enemy team. If you know that they're running a Twitch, then just get your Mute Jammers down by doorways and up the stairs, and she can't do anything. And then you also see there's no Maverick, which tells you that if they want to get rid of any bandit charges, or if they throw a Cade on the wall, they're going to have to go below. So you can just go and you can just start kind of holding below, like put someone in, like just hold below a little bit, put the Legion below, and bam. They aren't going to be able to open the wall. Right, so now let's see the setup. I'm not a fan of reinforcing these walls. I don't think it actually accomplishes much. If you're going to be losing, if you lose Workshop, you're not going to be able to re-enter it because there are going to be whole cross angles on it. It's better just to leave this soft so a roamer can come from behind if necessary and just gun them from here. Because if a roamer has to come through this door and only this door, they're screwed. Really, the reinforcements you want are these two, these four, so 6, 7, you put it on this wall close, it blocks shots from outside onto the railing. The middle wall, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because, I mean, you're not going to be playing in Workshop, so it doesn't really matter if they enter it or not. It matters whether or not they enter sight. And if you throw a Cade up high enough, they're not going to be able to get it. I mean, yes, they can buck open the wall, but I mean, just make sure it's not in the buckable place. I don't think it's necessarily a bad Maestro cam, but I think there are better. You see they're only running Buck, and Buck is the only one who can actually get rid of them, so you can be a little bit more open with your Maestro cams and a little bit less defensive. Put them more to an intel, because if they want to destroy them, they have to use a grenade. Now see, here's the thing. So if you look at this wall now, half of it is soft, so they can still open this up to get an angle. So this one reinforcement here accomplishes nothing. 2 does. Nobody's reinforcing this, as far as I'm aware. I hope someone does. We'll see. 5 seconds left. No. So alright, so Monty is now just going to bully his way into garage. Against the lineup that your team's bringing, this is good. This is great. The moment that Maestro heard the shield, he needs to make the call that he needs to just get out, because he will not win against a team with a Monty pushing behind him trying to take garage. He just won't. At least against a good team, so let's see what happens. Damn, this cough. Thermite stuck outside the wall, doesn't know what to do because you have a Twitch, not a Maverick. Bandit needs to be Bandit Trick, and that's his one job. Buck then gets gun because he jumps in. What is Buck doing? Why is Buck there? This is... Oh yeah, one, why is Buck there? Two, why is there still an active defense here? This is a waste of utility. This is really a waste. But, oh yeah, another way to get rid of the Bandit Trick, go to the window on cash, just send a firebolt in. But why Buck entered here, I don't know. There's no reason for him to be here. I'm going to assume that your team's going to win based purely on the fact that it was 3-3 and then you went on the defense, and this team just likes to jump into windows. Because this is a very stupid play. And now this is a good play from Exclusion. He just gets out. He just says, okay, I've done my job. I don't have to be aggressive. I can just be passive. Okay, so now two people are inside a garage, but this is only because the wall hasn't been opened yet, which your team is very lucky that the attackers just didn't drop a buck for a Maverick. Because if they did that, bam, the wall is getting open no matter what. Or if the Twitch did her job and made the call, yeah, Bandit's not the wall. Go nuts. Miss shot on the second one, that is actually very lucky for your team. This is kind of the reason why it's hard to hold garage if you have a Monty pushing you. Your team has now lost garage control, so that Monty should be able to at minimum. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, Cage should not be playing there. The window to his right might be closed, but someone can just shoot through there and dome him. And your team, and it's already a 4-4, but there's only a minute left. Right, and now Twitch is dead, and so is Thermite. Alright, so Thermite, apparently two people tried to just walk in through garage. Instead of just having the Monty make the call, Monty needed to just have the brain cell to go up to the window in garage with his shield up, saying, okay, where's that charge? Oh, there's the Bandit battery. Ba-two. Okay, yeah, Thermite, you can open the wall. And yeah, we have garage control, so just put one person on the flank. Let me come out. We have a minute left. I'll smoke. One person holds garage. You plant. And yeah, we're good. It was they could have had the one person holding the flank, one person planting, two people watching the planter to make sure nobody can just run up and gun him, and they probably would have won because they still have 4 smokes and they can do a lot with that. There's a pixel peak, and I'm not sure exactly if it's kind of hard to hit it on. The pixel peak is I think you lay down right here, and you can see this window. So I'm not sure if you know about if it's just really hard to hit on console, but if it's not, the Bandit should be there, because he can get up to gun anyone coming from stairs, and he can watch the window for anyone vaulting in. Right now, he's just unnecessarily exposing himself, because I assure you, you could give me a mouse, and I'm level like 330 or so on PC right now, and I have some pretty good aim, and I'm gonna tell you, I will never win that fight. You you can literally take the worst console player you know who just picked up a controller, and you give him that pixel peak, he will win against me every single time. You will win against pro players. You cannot hit that shot. It is a miracle shot. That was over aggression from the Jaeger in a in a 4 versus 2. You play passive, because as a defender, you just have to play the bomb. If you just play the bomb, then if the bomb's going down, it has now become a 4 versus 1, and you can just bum rush for the kill. However, if Bandit gets slapped by the Monty, and that happens, then it's a 2v2. And a Monty, if he can take a 1v1, he can win that. And then it's either a 1v1 or a 2v1. Just saying, if Capitao dies. And I don't want to be stuck in a 1v1 on him against the Monty. I hate shields, I really do. So, that was over aggression from Jaeger. And I think he actually shot that out of the air, so like, good shot. Really, see how the defender, you can rotate around the B bomb site because the wall isn't open? That's why it's so important to open the wall. And now the thought process is, let's just jump in through a window. It's not going to work. Anyway, good play from Bandit there, and now Monty's lost because his team just died around him because Thermite couldn't open the wall. Basically, you just win and you win. Really, that was just the attacker. The other team, Miracle, they don't have an attacking strategy. That's what I can tell you right now. Their thought process was just to bum rush in with Monty, and I don't know why Buck entered through basement, but he did, and he got gunned. So, I don't understand it. I really don't. Anyway, I'm pretty sure no 6th pick comes out. Oh no, a 6th pick does come out. However, it doesn't come out from your team. And I like the change to the Thermites. You do need double breachers if you want to correctly clear Master, because a lot of teams will reinforce Cash. But once again, the Buck's not going to be useful here for their team, so they should drop him. Jackal, I assure you, you're not going to be roaming enough for the Jackal to be useful on this site. So Jackal should be dropped. And Twitch apparently can't get the Bandits or the Cades, so she should be dropped. So really, I agree with 2 of the enemy teams. And then your team, I hate that you're not using a 6th pick, but overall you have a very large amount of you are a very, I want to say, defensive team with this setup, because you're really just denying the ability for them to open things up and to get information thanks to the Mute, the Cade, and the Bandit. And then you're gaining a good amount of intel from Legion, so overall it's a decent setup. However, I need to see whether or not you do this one thing I know of. Oh, please, Legion, please tell me that's what I thought it was. Please tell me that's what I thought it was. Okay, I like the... Okay, Mute, he reinforces the right wall. Don't shotgun out the top of this. If you shotgun that out, and I know that, and I'm a Buck, or a Sledge, or a Recruit with nades, I'm just going to go over here, chunk a nade in. Easy kill. I'm not a fan of this rotate hole because it gives the attackers the ability to kill. Basically, it cuts off. It gives them a long line of sight, and then they can also play workshop here, so you're basically doubling their ability to kill you. So I do not like this rotate hole at all. Also, these two reinforcements here, I'm hoping that this is reinforced, but I can't tell from this angle. These teams don't like just coming from the side there. And this wall isn't soft. Based on their lineup, this wall should be reinforced because they're not good at actually clearing out the utilities. So you took the Cade and just had him reinforce this wall, throw his Cade device up here, bam. You're going to waste a lot of time with that. Then if you just wait for the Twitch drone, shoot it, throw another one, what if it gets destroyed? Oh, I think that is. Is it actually? I'm trying to see what's reinforced and what's not. You'd be surprised how many people actually miss that cam, even in pro play. Okay. Few things. One, the Jaeger is very lucky he didn't just get slapped there. Because this is kind of a console thing, and I don't mean that badly. I mean, a lot. It's very different using a mouse versus a controller. However, this never happens on PC because people can just peek this window and just slap the Jaeger, and you can see. So I'm gonna get back a little bit. So Jackal just runs in, peeks. And Jaeger almost dies from it. Like, he's lucky that wasn't a headshot. Then also, he could have been doing the exact same thing he's doing, but holding the pixel peek, he'd be a lot safer. But then, Buck just jumps in and gets the kill. So that's just poor from the Jaeger right there. Over-aggression, over-confidence. And then Buck nades himself. How do you nade him yourself? Also, if you're going to reinforce two of these walls, reinforce the right one and the middle one. Leave this one soft because it gives you the ability. It gives you the ability to play this corner a bit easier. Holy shit! Did that Buck just kill kill his teammate? Alright, so nade. Oh, he did. Oh, that is terrible. How did Trash get a kill? One, your team is stacked. Well, this is just a really bad push, and your team they're supporting one another, which I like. You're not just leaving anyone out on an island to die. However, you're also kind of taking unnecessary fights instead of just playing a bit more passive. So that's the angle I'm talking about. There we go. So that's the rotate hole that was opened, which your team member just got gunned from. Like, you have to be a bit more aware of that. However, also that should never have been open in the first place. You're also really lucky that this Twitch doesn't know how to use claymores, or the Thermite doesn't know how to use a claymore, or that the claymore doesn't. Oh no, he hit his shots. He gets refragged, but now it's a 2v1. This should not be this is not a 2v1 situation. This is a 5v3 that should. Because I want to see exactly what happens. So it's a 4 versus 2, but Cade is down because the hole is open that shouldn't be. Mute then is trying to get him up, which he does. However, this was kind of a bad play from the Mute because This is a bad play from the Mute because you should know that they're doing a cash push. They're investing their entire team for cash, which means that if they're investing their team for cash, they're gonna know, they're gonna be close, and they're gonna know if you try and get them up. So that was a bad play from him. The team kill itself doesn't matter. I mean, it happens, especially at that close of a range. But that the Mute should never have picked up the Cade in the first place. But I mean, in the first place, the Cade should never have been downed. Bandit gets over aggressive there. If this team knew how to use claymores, that was a dead Bandit, and now it's a 1v1. His Twitch has a shock drone still. She's not using her utility. She also has a claymore. You know, she has a drone. If she uses her drone, she can win this. 1v2s are not impossible to win. Then I think she just runs and guns, shoot, 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 hope I get a kill, hope I get a kill. I think Bandit just pre-fired, so nice job from Bandit. I want to see. Yeah, I mean, it was just a nice pre-fire pixel angle. So that was a good job from the Bandit. He's holding a passive angle, which he doesn't have to get a lot of. I mean, it's not there to get the kill. It's there just to put bullets down range, make them scared, and that's all you need. Anyway, back to Church Arsenal now. Let's see what happens. Okay, so Valkyrie, Smoke, Legion, Cade, and Jaeger. All right. Now we both know what's going on. We both see the people that are being brought. Let's see, are there any 6th picks? No 6th picks. Okay. I think it was just 6th picking from one person into another is great, and also why not just 6th pick from the Cav into the Jaeger? Wouldn't that make more sense? I mean, it'd scare the shit out of them, I'm telling you that right now. I mean, the lineup isn't bad, however, right now you see the only way they can take out utility is through Twitch. So, your Cade, you should know that you're not going to be losing these hatches so long as you look for the drones. You also know there's no shield. You're getting good map intel. So why not say bring a Mute or a Bandit to make sure Arsenal wall doesn't get opened? Because I mean, you can drop the Legion for that. You can drop the Smoke for that. I mean, really, I drop the Legion more than anything. The Legion's a good operator, but some Valk cams in the right places, same job. Nobody's getting hatches, I see. Okay, no hatches. Okay. Okay, 20 seconds left, no hatches. And it looks like Valkyrie's now going for hatches. There should be somebody should just, it probably should be the Legion right now. He should just be going for the hatches. He has a very little job to do, so if he goes for hatches, he can get them easy. Your team right now doesn't have set roles, set reinforcements they need to do. I mean, the Jaeger should be reinforcing downstairs because he has to put down all of his utility, and that takes a good amount of time. The Legion has no utility to put down, and he can get a few things. He can get a few of his screws down. Then Valkyrie should be getting some cams in the kitchen hallway, Well, kitchen hallway if you want to use the C4s. I love doing that, so that's on me. That's just my preference. So, really, right now, your team is lucky. Well, not lucky, but it's overall just bad. It's bad coordination. That's what it is. Next thing, these two reinforcements here. They should not be here. Mainly because this wall being soft doesn't really mean much. And you need a rotate hole here. Because if you lose B, if you lose B and you have to do a retake, and you're having to do a retake through a door, where you can get gunned down from this box, where you can get gunned down from here, here, and everywhere around here, including a pixel peak like that. You need another way than just this door. And this gives that up. Oh yeah, and it looks. And now Dokubi is dead from aggression from the Jaeger. Yeah, I don't know, they were ready for it. They were ready for the aggression. But I mean, really, it just looks like really, this is just the enemies exposing themselves to the Jaeger, and Jaeger's just landing his shots. It's nothing really special. Now, it looks like they know the Jaeger's here, but they don't know his exact positioning, and because they gets peeked and gets killed. Now, here's the thing. Jaeger gets that kill, so they know his positioning. He should not be pushing. He should be falling back because he's done his job. He's killed 2 people. If he just gets back to site now, that is a much smarter play than what he's doing now. Really, anything is a better play. If he really just sits still, it's probably a better play. Because if they were just holding an angle and working as a team, he's going to get gunned down because of this. And now Buck isn't helping on the roam clear, even though you've had a roamer. And I'm not sure if anybody else. Okay, yes. So we have one in master, and it looks like you're trying to condense on the Jaeger. How Valkyrie just got gunned, I don't understand either. Because I'm guessing she tried to come up the main stairs. However, you're in a man advantage. You do not have to play aggressive in a man advantage. You should be doing anything but that. And 2, you should know that. Yeah, I mean, really, that's it. If you just sit still, then that helps a bunch because, I mean, you're maybe up 6-3, but overall, this is just giving a chance. Because let's say Valkyrie now is dead, and Jaeger loses the gunfight instead, 3-3. Well, hatches can still be opened because they still have everything. A good nade by Buck. Well, now it's a 3v2. Okay, one person just wins a gunfight. 3v1. So, a minute 44 left. There's no reason to play aggressive in the man advantage when you have a 2-man advantage. And this is kind of over aggression from the Jaeger. He's very, very lucky. And nobody's droning him out right now. Oh, is the Cade actually helping? Is the Cade upstairs, I'm wondering? Yes, he is. Okay. Okay. So here, I want to actually see whether or not the Cade was up here to start with. No, he was not. Okay. So Cade came to help. However, if it's that's a bad play. If it's a 5v3, just let it play out. There's no reason to contest still because Kate should be bringing impact needs, because if you go and shotgun out the bottom of the if you shotgun out next to the hatch in kitchen, you can throw an impact on the bottom of a shelf, which will destroy the Hibana pellets. And Kate can bring impact, so that's one of the big things he can do here. So he can really contest hatches. So he should not have been going upstairs. Then Jaeger's kind of trapped on an island. However, he's not playing, so he's not trying to really run. I think he accepts that he's probably going to die, so he's just going to try and waste as much time as possible, which is not a bad call. And now, the window. You see how this window is still closed? If this window was opened and the enemy team had just put a body out there, there's a good chance this Jaeger would have been killed. But instead, they're all just kind of sitting still, waiting to see what happens. Basically, it looked like the Jaeger went for a roam clear. However, nobody else really did. Well, actually, no. It was nobody went for a roam clear, and then they had to adapt and go for a roam clear. And then Jackal gets gunned, and because they now have to go for a roam clear, they're unsure about what to do. Really, this is just, if the enemy team had gone for a roam clear at the start, it would probably be a 4-4. Not droning, oversight by the other team. No cross angles being held, and you win. Really, that was just the enemy team was lost on attack. There was nothing special coming out from your team. So, I mean, decent, you won, but you could have been a lot more dominant if you just came in with a basic attacking strat. Where I'm serious. There is, let me see. If you go to a YouTube channel called Rainbow Six Esport VODs, it's literally just gameplay from all the regions for Pro League, for Challenger League, on every single Pro League map. Like, you have all of this information. Right here, let's see. Team Empire versus Norango. This is from 3 months ago. If we go back to, I want to scroll the way up. This is VOD reviews. I mean, this is from 9 months ago. Back when Obey was still a team. That's a long time. And really, you have access to 9 months of information strategy. So just go here, find some of the games try and find like one game for each map, and just go try and see how it's played out, and just go from there. I mean, a lot of Siege is a learning game. You just learn more and more and more, learn what to do, learn how to adapt, how to change, how to do things like that. Because if you just come in with a better strategy, you can win a lot of games. It's one of the reasons why APAC is a weak region. Their strategies overall suck. And, I mean, literally, here, let's see, I think I did a VOD review of one game, Norango versus Fnatic, and wow, I'm terrible about, I just don't know how this works. So here, and I legitimately think, so for roughly 40-ish minutes or so, I just talked about everything about just the first round. Because that's how much I saw, how much I can see based on their strategy about where things go wrong. And I mean, really, a lot of what you have is you don't have a set strategy. You don't have a step A, then step 1, then 2, then 3, and the ability to really change that. So here, I want to, before I end this, I want to see if I can find the game of the Fnatic versus Empire on Clubhouse. And I'm trying to find a basement defense where there was no roam presence. I want to see if there's I think there's a roam presence here in cache. Yes, there is, so I don't want this one. This will just make it go by quick. Alright, here we go. So basically, few members are clearing out cache. Joystick and I believe Karzeka the Hibana is going to come over to help him. But they're going to take Master. Let's see, so they're making sure that Strip Club is clear because there's a Cav on the other team. They're trying to find her. One thing about this round is the Cav literally doesn't roam, so why they even brought the Cav, I don't know. They're joining upstairs, making sure it's safe. They make the call, it's clear, okay, now they know that the ground floor is clear, so now they just need to make sure that nobody flanks, and they're good. They have a flank drone. Then minute 40 in is when they're actually applying pressure in kitchen. You don't have to apply pressure at 30 seconds in. So long as you apply pressure when you still have time to plant, you're good. Like, just make sure you still have like 30 seconds or so and you're good. And now, so someone's main stairs, Joystick is watching the back stairs. There's a Claymore on the ladder and garage. Minute left. No picks have happened, but now they're set up and they're ready to go for a push. And that was just, you'll see that Empire just does that over and over and over again. They take Master, they take Cache, they condense on any roamers in the middle, they then go down, kill any roamers, they then go down, and they do their side execution. And it takes time, yes, but it's safe and it's effective. So I hope this helped. I might do the Oregon video you sent me. It's from a while ago, and with changes to your team, I think overall it's not going to be needed, because with roster changes and getting a coach, your team's gonna be completely different than how it was before. So really, what I see is it's gonna all change this. I can only just give you a basic idea of where you go wrong and maybe help your coach a bit. But yeah, really that's it. Overall, I hope I helped. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if you have a current video you want me to help you on, a current map you want me to help you on, then go ahead. If you need help on actually just basic, well, not necessarily basic, but more, if you need a bit more information about operator selection or map choice, as well as overall map strategy, I'd be happy to help. So I hope this helps. Yeah, any questions, let me know.